Alright, welcome back to a league race. Yes, it's back. I decided to take a seat full-time in TMC Division 3, so here we are. It's not that I haven't, it's it's obviously not my first race back per se, but this is my first race back as a, being not a reserve driver. So we're at Canada. You can see I'm just trying to tweak the setup. I looked at the weather and assumed everything would be fine, so I changed a few things on the setup, and then then the rain warning came, and I thought, oh crap, I better get out there quickly. So we're in the Red Bull. I made a helmet just for the car. You'll see it in a sec. So the pressure's on actually, because it actually turned out the rain was coming down pretty quickly. Not while I'm here, but it is coming very, very soon. So it ended up being a matter of getting out as quickly as possible and firing a lap. So anyways, on the out lap, I'm not sure if you can see some of the rain, but it's definitely coming. But sadly I didn't really help myself too much, well, not at all really, when it came to the matters by doing this. And it's just utterly complete absolute nonsense on my part. Like I didn't feel like I clouted it that hard, but anyways, there's a flying lap. You can see the rains. I'm already at a disadvantage now with the rain is falling. There's other guys in front of me who've already started off, and now I have wing damage to try and boot. So I have to try and feather our way through. Obviously still using no traction, but worsening track conditions, deteriorating very, very quickly. Did the purple sector 1 there, but this is where that's kind of as good as it's going to get. There's the back end going a bit there. Honestly, it wouldn't have mattered if I hadn't made mistakes. I feel like I was set for a certain kind of I was only limited to a certain amount of time anyways, just purely because others were a bit ahead on the track. I had to catch the back end there. So you can see some of them on the track. Others are in a lot more trouble, and a big moment there at the hairpin. Just grip and lack of wing. Again, a big moment there as well. So you can see like the track is really getting bad very, very quickly. So much to the point that not even by the end of this lap, as we go through the final chicane here, the DRS has already been disabled, and I'm completely missed. I was afraid I was going to invalidate it, so I had to try and slow up, but the DRS has been disabled. So anyways, I'm going to come across the line. It's going to be 5th place with a 1:17.1, and that was really it. Some guys didn't set their times. They had to do them in inters. Some got close to the 19s, so I was safe in that little zone. So we're starting P5, and that's fine, because on the softs, look, I did a little practice run on the hards, and you lose so much time on the hards. It's just such a slow tie here. It's not worth it. You're better off doing the 2-stop. So that's what we're going to do, and we're going to try do our best with that. So anyways, here we go then. 5 red lights, and away we go. I want to be very careful at the start here. It's not the longest run down to turn 1, so nice and early on the brakes. I've got Saige on my outside. I kind of get like there's a little gap on the inside that emerges. I'm just being very tentative with the throttle to start. Obviously he's not going to want to exercise caution with no traction, and the Saige gets through there. The one thing I need to improve on is my starts, and not so much my starts off the line, but my starts as in like lap 1, lap 2, lap 3. Because I get so nervous about putting the throttle down, want to put down the throttle and apply it, about losing the back end. I'm so worried about that, and I just lose so much time and in places, and it really screws with me. So I have to try and find a better way of doing that. But anyway, here comes Steve on the left hand side. I'm going to try and go down the inside again, try to ease off the brakes a little bit. Again, being so careful. I really don't realise that I could do a lot more on the throttle to start this race with the likes of obviously you're not running max, you're not running hot lap. I could do a lot more than I actually do, but I just don't want to risk it because I don't want to bin it. So anyways, of course, then to end this beautiful lap is a nice corner cut, and these will be coming frequently in this race. I actually slowed down as well and did that, broke early and still managed to cut it. So I just hate that so much on my end. Anyways, lap 2, I'm going to do the same again. Not on entry, but on exit, and it's so annoying. I really hate this track in this game. Canada's place I've usually gone well at, but I don't know, with this game it's been a little bit tougher. Lap 3 catching up to the back of Saika there with DRS, kind of easing into this race a little bit now, but think better of it heading into this last chicane. And get a nice run on exit then. Try to put up then. Did I put the DRS? No, I don't actually. I want to try and stick it into low and save it a little bit. Lap 4 also do try and have a look down the inside, and this really annoyed me because it's overtaking down there. It sucks ass. It really does. I lost place to Chasmeister then as well, so I felt like I was on the racing line. I don't know. Well, you can see that I was racing, but I wasn't too happy to have to take to the escape road. Thankfully, I didn't get a warning or a penalty for it. So, anyways, lap 5 on the back of Chasmeister. Then after that, not incident, but anyways, he's got the I've got the DRS. He thinks he's covered it off at the left hand side. I go down the inside. Didn't really like that at the time because I slid it a little bit on these tires. Now lap 6, I slid a little bit more than I would have wanted to across into the apex of turn 2. And at the end of that lap, I come into the pits. But that would be a theme in this race, kind of people not covering off that inside line enough. And so I would try and just stick it out because track is a little bit wider than you might think. So anyways, on go the mediums. I'm going to be into, where am I going to pop out? I'm going to pop out into a relatively decent little space. Who's coming down across the line there? So it's going to be my teammate Bomber Sanford. So he's going to come out in front. I'm going to stick with this. You can see him there into turn 2. There's PFC Steve behind me. So I wanted to, I felt like I could come in, instigate some sort of undercut and see what we can do. As you come up towards turn 6. This is a really frustrating part of the race for me. Bomber lets me go, so thank you to him. But I ended up cutting the corner and getting a 3-second penalty. Like, of all the places to do it, like not the last chicane, not turn 3 and 4, turn 6 of all places. So that was really annoying. But it kind of, in many ways, that kind of helped because getting that first penalty helped because now I was like, okay, well at least I don't have to try and pretend not to get one anymore. I can just kind of go for it a bit more. I don't have to worry so much about every single corner about getting the penalty. It's already done. Here comes Sygate then. I didn't really fight this. I came out ahead of Sygate and on safe release. I didn't fight this because he was on softs and I wanted him to drive away at this point because he's on fresh softs. Like, okay, he's going to have the advantage. If he just goes, he'll have to come in eventually soon. So I was hoping he would take off up the road. It didn't end up being the case really. But here we go, then lap 10 is where this all kicks off. Big Shaq is going to be in front of you. He's got wing damage. I think SJ Miller also has, I'm not sure if SJ Miller had wing damage, but Big Shaq definitely does. He carries on. And I knew coming into this part, like, great, I'm in the bad position here. And there you go. There we go. There's the lovely wing damage. Positions lost. And literally just at this, I'm not long into the stint. And I'm like, well, what do I do? So I decided I'd just try and feel it out, but I was annoyed at this stage because I've got to change a wing and I'm going to lose all this time in this early start part of the stint as well. I didn't want to, or the rest of the stint rather, I didn't really want to pit for hards, go to the end because the hards are really bad, so I thought, okay, let me just try and stick it out, see what the story is. See Stevie G there coming from behind, so he's trying to get by, so I'm going to have just struggling at this point. Thankfully the group ahead didn't really drive away immediately, and that really helped, at least for now anyways. Stevie G, I left a bit of a space in case he was going to go for a late one, but he didn't in the end. But it's only a matter of time before I can kind of hold this off. And lap 12, he's going to go around the outside. I was going to fight this, I just want to see how it would go. Tried to switch back. I got a decent run out of turn 2. But ultimately I thought, look, let me just file in here. It's not worth launching one up the inside and just carry on. So I was actually happy with how I was driving. Like, this part of the race, I'm settled in. I'm getting, I feel my pace is fairly decent given my situation. I was happy with the way I was driving. Lap 14, thankfully being within DRS really helped. Steve here, I think also had wing damage in front of it. It kind of helped a lot. I think that's one of the racing points, I believe. I think it might be Caesar. But again, just struggling a little bit with obviously less of the wing and obviously in a bit of a turbulent air. But lap 15 then, again, you see the field is still quite close around here, so I'm not too far behind. So I was happy enough to try and carry on to my pit window, which is lap 21 or so. But here we go then. Steve, poor exit out of the hairpin, and I'm going to take this fairly easily. Just checking back, make sure it's safe to come back across. And I do so, and he comes into the pits, so no harm done there. We can carry on our merry way. to try and limp on with this damage. I got pretty bad near the end, the kind of tire wear, but here we go, lap 18. This is Ali in front. Ali's on the hards. I think he's going to try go to the end, which is again difficult. You're going to see the problems he's going to have later. But again, really good run out of the final chicane there, and again he goes to defend to the left hand side. But again, the track is quite wide here, so it opens up, and he wants to come onto the racing line eventually. So I can just use that to nip down the inside. And that's probably my favourite move of this race, I have to say. I really like that one. And this is well, I was that wasn't a wiggle, but like I was just a bit of traction loss, by the way. It was not a weave or anything. There's another warning. Like this part, this part there is really frustrating because I got a warning there. Okay, that's my first of towards my second penalty. But then literally the same. I was going fine ever since lap 7. I hadn't had a single warning, but 2 laps in a row I did that. I was like, oh, for flip's sake, I'm really annoyed now. So now I'm on this edge now, but for the rest of the race, I get one more warning and it's a penalty. So another penalty, which is really annoying. Anyways, we make it to the end of our stint, lap 21. Into the pits, just about to slow down in time. That was close, but anyways, we're going to change the wing and go in the mediums and see what we can do. So there's unsafe release. You can see him, he's just emerging as I'm pulling in. I have to change the wing. This is going to drop me back a good bit. It's going to drop me back into P11. P11? I think it's going to be P11. I think Chubbs will be ahead still. There he goes, and Steve is close as well. He's going to nip ahead as well. So I'm going to merge in P12 here. SHML is a good bit back now at this stage. Close to where is he? He's a good bit back. So anyways, on to the end of the race with these tyres. Wing damage repaired. I was feeling good. I was like, okay, right, it's go time. It's time to get this going. So first things first, there's Steve in front. You can have the margin was on screen there for a sec. I missed it. So anyways, that's lap 22. Lap 23, I'm already within DRS, so closing down quite quickly. I'm not sure if Steve got damage or if he was just struggling for pace or whatever the case may be, but I knew I had fresher tyres, so I was just looking to try and get this done. And there's lap 24. Later that lap into the other DRS zone. I hadn't planned it. I was like, I'm gonna have to really, because the problem is I get this move done here. Problem is though, the activation zone for the next DRS is right here, and like, oh crap, I'm in front of him. I'm barely in front of him now as well, so he's going to have a chance to try and get back immediately. A little bit of contact, but thankfully I got a good run out of that hairpin. I was just about safe enough. I put into Rich. I didn't start this race with a lot of fuel. I didn't feel like I needed it, and the ERS have been trying to manage as much as I can. So, but I had enough there to kind of stay ahead, and I knew I was going to be okay after that. Next up is Chubbs in P10. So trying to get off after this then into these points. He has the fastest lap of the race. DRS not quite enough to get by, but there's an incident in the front. That is Sygate when he dipped to the left hand side to avoid him, and then sticking with Chubbs in the slipstream. And I'm going to go down the inside if I can to hold it. Wasn't quite far enough alongside, but I get a decent run out of the corner. You can see he has wing damage here, so that's why he's struggling a little bit. And now open the DRS. Again, I don't like going down the inside into this corner because it's not very nice, so I decided to kind of just pull alongside, see get like a little switchback, or just try and get a better run off of the final chicane. Saiga's still right behind me, so I have to be careful of this, but reeling in then Chubbs with DRS, pull over to the left hand side and down the inside once again into this turn 1, get that move done, and so that's up into P9 then, so I was happy with that as well. Getting that one done, so that was nice. Lap 26 then, Matt in head pits, so that releases me then into P7, and you can see then unsafe releases up the road then, so that gap is 5.2 seconds. He actually started pulling away a decent little bit now this part of the race. Oh, not decent little bit, he got up to 6 seconds I believe. But on lap 28, I believe this is my oh yes, Jamela crashed out of this race, and you can see I hit something there. I definitely felt contact. I think it was just a marker board or something, but it definitely felt contact, so it made me feel like he wasn't going to ghost if I hadn't done that, hadn't avoided it. And that was really annoying. Like, that's one of my weaknesses, like, stupid ghosts, man. They put me off for corners, and there you go, I cut that corner, and there's my second pen. Lap 32, Ali's really struggling in front. There's a lot of commotion going on. I think there's been an incident or two up ahead. So there's Ali, there's unsafe release, and there's awesome too. So all of a sudden P4 is up the road there. Try to go down the inside of Ali into the hairpin. A little bit of contact with unsafe release. Ali's going to get a bit of a better run heading out of this hairpin. He has DRS as well. He's lagging just a bit in front, so I have to be wary of that. Overtake mode. I don't have a lot of ERS, so if I wasn't on, I try to just kind of put it down. Again, try to do the same one as I did with Chubbs. See if I could try maybe get a better run out of the last chicane there, but it didn't really work out on that occasion. I was kind of half-heartedly hoping maybe he might make a mistake or something. Or anyways, lap 33 then, later that lap, the slightest bit of contact, and I'm sorry, Ali's been exploded. So I apologise to him after the race, but there wasn't a lot I could marginal contact, no wing damage from that. It was just one of those unfortunate things. We saw it in Monaco as well with someone as well. I think I saw it on when I was streaming the race. Anyways, get very close then to Awesome Dude and Unsafe Release, and so I wasn't expecting to get both of these guys. I must be honest. I wasn't sure what was going to happen, but I was just trying to see and find out. Just keep racing, try to save a bit of ERS if I can, and then these two are going to make life difficult for each other out of this last chicane. You can see a bad run for Unsafe Release, and that compromises Awesome Dude. And I'm just going to nip down the inside of both of them, and that hands me P4. So saw that and take that opportunity for sure. That was a really lucky break for me there. That worked out very, very, very nicely. So anyways, on we soldier, 2 laps to go. Didn't really help things for myself here when I hit the barrier and get wing damage. I guess I kind of overreacted at the time because I didn't realise there was only a few laps left, but thankfully I was able to pull a bit of a gap, and I am safe and sound. This is going to be how it ends, heading up this last straight. Overall, a pretty frustrating race. I definitely thought third place would have been on the cards today, had not taken that damage, had I not had to change the wing. Obviously, I had taken damage very early on in the stint. That kind of compromised my pace quite a bit. Obviously, I had to change the wing then in 7 seconds added on to that. I felt like third definitely could have been on the cards. It's going to be P4, which is the best of what I could have been given the circumstances. So definitely take that. Happy with that result. So good racing as well, I thought as well. So again, I was happy with how I drove, but these starts, man, I really have to try and nail, these again off of the line, but the lap 1, lap 2, whatever, just to get comfortable quicker, and that's the challenge going forward. So anyways, happy with that. Next up is France, I believe, so that's going to be fun. I do enjoy France, and we'll see how we get on with that. Should be fun. Should be more fun than this then, that's for sure. Anyways, that's going to do it for this. Until next time. It's good to be back.
Oh, you joined now, Joe. Wow.